Good morning. It is Easter Sunday, so let me start off by saying Happy Easter. He is risen. He is risen indeed. Now I'm going to take you around and show you the campground. We have been here for 3 weeks, I think. Now we got the campground open this past Wednesday. We've been very busy. I've been very negligent to YouTube, and I hope to be better the rest of this season. Let me show you our site, how we've got it set up. Like again, all we've been doing is working on the campground. We have not done much to our site, but I will show you what it looks like. So this year we decided to move the camper all the way to the back of the site so we could park in front of the camper, and then we have more room all the way out here. So we have a much bigger space. We've also decided not to set up our tent. I still need to set up our cook station, but basically it is just a clean slate. I've got to get the propane hooked up. I finally got it all out. Those containers have all the parts and fittings it is, but as you can see where the gravel changes is the back of the site. And so I'm all the way back. And yeah, here's the business side. Now let's go take a look around the campground and you can see all the improvements that have been made. So this time last year, the ground was covered in pine straw, and the management company, Ivy, found some extra money for us to come in a week early. So I had employees here before I even got here. And it's mostly because we had a huge snowstorm that just decimated the property. So we got everything up off the streets before they got here, and now people are cleaning their sites, and we're picking up all the pine straw that is here and trying to make it better. I'll show you an example of what I was talking about with the snowstorm damage. We're going to go over here to the river and behind the cabins, and you can see some of the damage that we still have to clean up. But let's drive through the wilderness section, and you can see the guys have done a wonderful job of cleaning up all the debris, cleaning the edge of the woods up, getting all the straw and leaves from the winter buildup off the sites. As you can see, we had a tree come down right there. We took that down. We actually had to hire a tree company in here for 3 days, and it was like 25 trees that were down. Either the tops had come out of or they had come down. But I think the park looks lovely. We've gotten compliments on how well the park looks. Now we have not cleaned up our section of the river yet, just because I'm not exactly sure how we're going to do it. But we do kayaking and canoeing on the Wading River. This beautiful cedar water here is the Wading River. But as you can see right here, we have got 4 trees down that are blocking the river, that before we can open kayaking and canoeing, we'll have to figure out how to get out. Now we've got this huge cedar tree right here that came down from the state park property, and then you can see over there 2 huge pine trees that are down from our property, and then some small logs that floated down from somewhere else. But there are a total of 4 trees down right here that are really creating quite the obstruction. The river is up. We've had lots of rain, lots of snow melt, and it's just amazing the amount of damage that the weather can do, especially here in the Pine Barrens. I think what we're going to do is we're going to cut the trees at the shorelines, and then we're going to put somebody in the river when it gets a little bit warmer, chain off sections of the tree, and then drag them out and then take them to behind our shop. And eventually when they dry out, we'll use them for firewood. Let's go see some more damage. So if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know that we have 16 cabins here on this pond, and we have lots of turtles that hang out here on our banks. We were able to get the whole pond area cleaned up. I think it looks very nice. We got the water fountains on good, but here behind these cabins, here's cabin 25. I'll show you kind of what the park looked like when we got back. Now, some of these trees are in fact old damage, but most of them are new. You see all these trees that are down here? We barely could get in the main part of the gate when we got here, because this is what it looked like in the campground when we arrived, or when the employees first arrived a month ago. They came in on the 9th of last month. But you can just see the destruction that was done by the storm. Just snapped the trees right off their bases. Here's another example. We had 22 inches of snow, and yeah, it really caused, and it wasn't a light fluffy snow. This was wet, heavy snow. We had one tree down on cabin 25, so we were able to get the cabin repaired and the tree cut off. But you just cannot imagine the amount of work. I had to go down and buy a couple new Husqvarna chainsaws, but you can see it goes on all back here. You can see how this tree right here was twisted and snapped off. So we've got to figure out how to at least get these trees that are lodged in other trees down, so that if the wind blows real bad, that it does not accidentally fall and hit someone. I think we have 7. Look at this mangled base of this tree right here. I mean, we are exhausted. Today is the first day. We're taking the day off. We were going to go to Costco, but we realized on Easter, things like Costco aren't open. But you can get so engrossed in your work that you lose track of what day it is. Here's another example of a tree that just snapped right off. So I don't know how it happened, but we came back. The park had trees down all over the place, but not one camper got hit. A lot of screen rooms got messed up. You can see where this one right here just snapped right off. And yeah, we had one that came close, had a limb on top of it, but no damage to the campers. So the campers are just super lucky that none of their stuff got messed up. None of their valuable stuff. Of course, the screen rooms, a lot of them did get messed up, but their $40, $50, $60, $100,000 campers did not. But as you can see, the damage is just all over. And this is the last place that we're actually going to work on, because not many people come back here. Kids do come back here to play from time to time. And this is what happened all over the park. So if you see this treetop right here, it snapped off out of that tree over there. See right up there? That's where that treetop snapped off of. So we may be able to leave that tree because it's back here, but we've got to get the top off. Here's another down tree across the spur to the Wading River. This is Fantasy Island over here, but you can see how that tree snapped off and is laying across the river, that cedar. So it's just a mess. And here's another example of a tree that just snapped off and is laying down. Here's one that the weight of the snow, because this is kind of marshy back here, just completely uprooted the tree, and now she's laying up in the treetops, yanked the roots right out of the ground. We cut this one down. It was over between those two cabins. And you can see over here, there's another tree laying down. There's another tree. And those are all just hung up in the treetops of neighboring trees. It's this kind of stuff that stresses me out and keeps me up at night. We are not a tree company. We are a campground. But I've already spent close to $10,000 removing debris with a professional company. We're gonna have to figure out how to do this. As we can see, the only way you would know is if you were seasonal here last year, but the roads look so much better. The guys have done so much work. The park is really looking good, and I think this year's gonna be a lot better. Playground is all cleaned up.
Happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you. Got the playground all cleaned up. Got the stage and around the snack shack rec hall all cleaned up. And here's one of my favorite things is we got permission or approval to redo the pool. So they just put a new pool liner in the pool. We've spent about 40 grand on the pool so far. As soon as we got permission, we went ahead and cut out the old liner before the ownership had a chance to change their mind. And it's really collecting the leaves. So we're not going to open the pool early, but we got to start, treating it and whatnot. I got just a little bit more water to put in here. I bought 13 tankers full of store-bought water. Pool looks amazing. I'm just so excited about that. And it wasn't enough. The 14th would have been too much water, so we stopped where we did. We'll put the rest in during this week with faucets. I mean, everybody's sites have really been cleaned up nice. We've hauled off most of the debris, and so we are really excited about how things are going this year, with a few caveats I might talk about later. But for the most part, you can see right back through there, all the tree stuff down. So we got all the stuff out of the park proper, but out of the part of the park that is not used daily, like the wooded area and stuff, we have not cleaned that up yet. It's just going to take time and manpower. We had people out here yesterday cleaning up their site. So like where this Newmar is, we got a big thing of straw to pick up. But for the most part, and they haven't been here yet to clean their yard, but for the most part, it's really coming along. All through this part of the park, you can kind of see how that tree's broke off right there, where it's kind of just abruptly stops. We had a lot of debris in here that had to be hauled off. I'm going to take you back to the wood yard and show you a lot of the stuff we collected. Now, we did have a chipper in here for 4 days, but that's all the budget I had was for 4 days of a chipper, and you'll be able to see all the stuff that is still left. So here we are in the maintenance yard. Here is my son Harper's arch enemy. If you know, you know. So imagine that we had a chipper chipping 8 hours a day for 4 days. We still have all of this debris that we picked up out of the main part of the campground. It's a ton. Here is the logs from the trees that we had to cut down. And we've already started cutting it into firewood. If you see over there, got it cut up into sections. We got the log splitter right there. And we're going to turn this into usable, harvestable wood. But the amount of debris we removed from this park, for me to say that I am 100% exhausted, and I didn't do the heavy lifting. I was doing more of the coordinating and the approvals and that sort of stuff. You know, I would say that maybe less than a tenth did I physically go out and do. The rest of it was the wonderful crew that we have here at the campground. I'll show you some more wood that we have cut up from the downed trees, and we sell it by the half barrel right there. But we have all of that wood is harvested from storm wood, and then I think that is harvested wood from the storm wood. Well, except for that, that's left over from sale. And then this is all harvested wood. So they have been busy trying to process it, but it's just, I'm showing you all that to show you the magnitude of what we arrived to here at the campground. And for those of y'all that are not familiar with Waiting Pines Camping Resort that we manage up in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, it is, I believe, 43 acres. We have 300 sites, 200 seasonals and growing, and then a beautiful little flowering tree back there. But we have, it's a big campground. There's a lot to do. We have a big staff. I think currently we have 23 staff members. And probably by the end of the season it'll be 15, but right now it's 23. You know, they always leave. We had a bad rainstorm that's washed out this back road, but there's a seasonal site available if you would like. That's site 27. When we go back to Blairsville, I'm gonna need to get me a little hoopty. I would like to get one of these little micro Suzuki trucks. Is that thing not cool as all get out? You can see it's Sunday, so our weekenders are leaving from a wonderful Easter weekend here at the park. Who wants to go in the store and take a look at how Cindy and the girls have put the store together? So the store is all organized.
211.
Move the wood over here, put a little fire place back here instead of in the front of the store. But all this is nicely organized. We have drinks and stuff there, new Jersey Devil magnets. Got this room all filled up. A lot more fishing rods. Couldn't believe the number of fishing rods we sold yesterday. Just all kinds of stuff. We got it all priced and put out. Store looks really good. Shout out to Donna at KOA who kind of helped us figure out how to do that.
005.
We got the new Jersey Devil shirt. All this candy.
Site 142.
Ice. Chips. Got a new Jeep shirt.
They're kittens. The house now looks like a kitten romper. All glass, so close.
Lots of new hats.
Got on the reservation.
So I think Cindy and the girls did an amazing job with the store. I kind of gave you a quick overview. I feel funny when we have our guests in there shopping. Try not to show anybody's faces or film anybody. There's an occasional person that gets in the video, but overall we've got a great selection in the store. The park is all cleaned up. I will say that I'm a little disappointed last night. So last year we had a lot of complaints about us not doing anything to welcome our seasonals back. So we plan to welcome back bonfire and s'mores. Last night we sent emails, put it in newsletters. It was well publicized, and we only had 4 or 5 families show up. And we had a few positive comments, but overall it was just I felt like I was being bashed. I mean, it was just the most negative interaction. And we've got 200 seasonals sites. We had only 4 or 5 sites represented.
Well, I don't know that it was that we were being bashed. It's just that when you've been working so hard and putting in so many long days trying to get the park cleaned up, especially after the storm that we had, and when our staff and you and I have been putting in long hours and working really hard for 2 or 3 weeks to try to make this place presentable and making it a safe place for them to come for Easter weekend, and all the hard work that Nicole has put into arranging activities and things for everybody to do, for people to complain about the same 3 things that have been addressed that are not going to change because we do not have answers to them. So therefore you're going to get the same answer over and over and over again. So quit complaining about it.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. We even took the time this year to put in the seasonal agreement that the complete band schedule, so everybody would know.
And the cable situation.
Yeah.
And we were very upfront and honest about every amenity that we could provide.
We were.
And people are still complaining about it.
We were very shocked at the amount of
the
negativity that we were hit with last night.
So it makes it feel like all of the hard work that went into making this weekend and getting the campground open and ready for the season was not appreciated at all.
So after I mentioned, oh, but look at how nice the pool looks, they're spending all this money, then we did get a little positive about the pool, but then it's like, well, it's not salt water. We wanted salt water.
It went straight back to negativity.
And then it went straight back to negativity with other things. So
you know what?
We're a little down about it.
A little? I mean, it's frustrating. I mean, it's just frustrating because we put our heart and soul into everything that we do.
Yes.
We work hard. We put in long hours. We do our best to advocate for the park to get the things updated and done that need to be done. And yes, it may take a year or 2 to get some of the things done that people want done, but Rome wasn't built in a day. We can only do so much every year. It's just like when you go to renovate your house, you can only do so much every year.
Right, we're given a budget.
Yeah, I mean, and we're doing our best, and the constant complaining is about to fall on deaf ears.
Yeah, we're frustrated. So anyway, as you can see, we came home last night deflated, and well, and I was upset that we kind of responded to the complaint from last year about the lack of an opening get-together and gifts and stuff, and so we arranged a $20 gift certificate for all the new seasonals to be spent.
All seasonals.
All seasonals.
2026 seasonals.
Right, and was, you know, and
offer something.
And they complain about there's no, they don't know what's going on. Well, that would have been a perfect time to come to the welcome back bonfire and get you some s'mores and watch the video thing that Nicole put together about highlights from last year, and to ask questions. The whole thing was
to try to start the new season off on a positive note, and all we did was start it off with the constant negativity.
Yeah, so, but we're going to go try to enjoy the rest of Easter, and we're going to leave the park for a little while, and I did order Starlink this year. It came in. It's here on the back of the camper, so I may install the Starlink today, and so that's a positive. But anyway, thanks for joining us along on this journey, and we'll be back in a little while. So it's Monday morning. We took the rest of Easter off, had a big rainstorm come in. Cindy and I were just exhausted from all the work we've been doing. We sat on the sofa, we both fell asleep, and we didn't film anymore. I will say that before that, we sat down and fell asleep. We did go to the grocery store. We went and bought the ingredients for one of the recipes in our new cookbook. I want to thank everybody that bought one of these. We published this last month, and it's $14.99 on Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description and in a pinned comment down below. But basically, y'all bought 49 copies of our cookbook last month, and we really appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, please go to the pinned link. It would mean a lot for us if y'all do any kind of slow cooker, any kind of crock pot, and you're looking for some good, easy recipes for the road, then you go take a look at that and get yourself a copy. I'm headed into the office now, and we're going to take another half day. Half day. We have a 1 o'clock staff meeting with corporate office. Should be through between 2 and 2:30. The store closes at 4. Costco was closed yesterday, so we're going to run up and do a Costco run today. So come along for the rest of my day. See what's going on in the office. No Cindy. All right, we've made it to Tuesday. Yesterday got really busy. I set the camera down on my desk, got called away, got stuck doing 1,000 things in the campground, and I didn't get any filming done. Sorry about that. Today we got to run some errands. We're going to run up to Hamilton. I got to get some liquid chlorine, some rods for the curtains in the cabins, and a couple cases of water for the maintenance guys, and probably fill my truck up with the gas. So we'll do that today. Thank y'all for sticking around. I'm glad y'all are still here, and hopefully we can get some stuff done today. So if you're not familiar with the Pine Barrens, this is the road to Hamilton. Hamilton's where I go to Walmart and pick up supplies and stuff for the campground. And the Pine Barrens is, as the name would say, full of pine trees, and it's absolutely beautiful, historic, and wooded. So wanted to share that with y'all. I'll bring you back when we get to Walmart. So we've made it to Hamilton. Cindy is not with me. You see the passenger seat is vacant, and Cindy hates Taco Bell. I, on the other hand, love Taco Bell. Taco Bell does not serve anything that's good for you, but since I'm by myself and it's right after lunchtime and there's nobody here to judge me, except for y'all don't judge me, I'm gonna go to Taco Bell and I'm gonna get me a few tacos and some of those cinnamon twist things, and then we'll go to Walmart. So y'all still get to go to Walmart. Thanks for riding along. Thanks for not being judgmental. So we're at Walmart now. I ended up with 3 crunchy tacos, some cinnamon twist, and a Diet Pepsi. And it was good. So let's go in Walmart and pick up the things we need to buy. So the first thing I have to buy is I need 24 curtain rods for the cabins. I guess they'd be up in this home section. So I need 38-inch curtain rods. These say 28 to 48. So I need to get 24 of those. $2.96 here at Walmart. They were close to $9 on Amazon. So I need to get 3 cases of water to take to the maintenance department so the guys don't get overheated outside. Now we gotta see if we can find some liquid chlorine. All right, so I got 5 gallons of liquid chlorine. This stuff has gone up since last year. That should be enough to get the pool started. We had a bunch of rain over the last 2 days and the pool is getting green. We just turned it on today and I want to shock the system. So we got it all loaded up in the truck. Now we're going to go back to the campground. You know, something about these old trucks. This is an 87 Ford F-150 4x4. Used to have one of these on our farm back in South Carolina. I would love for them to sell me that truck and I take it to Georgia. I think that would be a great addition to our little place down there. We are headed back to the campground now, leaving Walmart, and I love these old 4-wheel drives. Got the shifter there next to the campground radio. We will see you when we get back to the campground. So Mike, the next door neighbor that is also the maintenance manager here, came over, and I'm not real good with technical stuff, and he helped me hook up my Starlink Mini. So I've got it set up over here. They say the Starlink Mini is a little more fragile, so I did get this pretty cool cover, but I've just got it sitting out here on next to the camper on the picnic table. Now what I plan on doing, and I'll bring y'all along for this, is I've got a safety case to put it on, and I bought a solar panel, a 90 amp I think solar panel, and the goal is to set it up on top of the Jeep, attaching it to these bars right here, and I'll move that front bar back some, and I'll put the Mini on this side. I'll take the kayak holders down, and then I'll put the solar panel on that side, and I'll use one of my 2 600-watt battery boxes that I've reviewed on this channel, probably the all power, and put that inside the Jeep, have the solar panel provide power to the battery box to keep it charged up, mount the Mini on top of the Jeep, and as long as it's within 150 feet of the camper, we'll have internet in the camper. Now I'm gonna put right up in here, I just ran a speed test, I'll put that up right up in here somewhere for you to see, but I'm happy with it, and I think it'll be helpful when I'm doing DoorDash back in Georgia over the winter, or when we're traveling through the mountains. The Mini is made for mobile, so we should be able to stick it up there and then have internet, and the most important thing is to have Wi-Fi calling. So we'll be able to hook our phones to the Mini, have the Mini on top of the Jeep. I've also bought the extended battery for the Mini so that if we lose power, we'll still have 5 to 6 hours worth of power in the battery backup that attaches to the bottom of the Mini. So we're gonna do that, and we should be ready to go. But for right now, the internet has been so bad here in the park lately. Last week when I uploaded the video. I haven't been able to do premieres because I don't know when they're going to actually go live, but it took 29 hours to upload a vlog. So hopefully tonight I'll upload this and we can do a premiere with it, and I'm excited. Thank you all for joining me for the last few days. We're actually, I know we had a little bit of a rant early on because sometimes people hurt your feelings, and we definitely feel underappreciated here by the guests of the park, the long-term guest. But you know, I can't let other people's actions really control us, and the important thing is we're doing what we know is right. So we're here. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Good night.